So now you understand what is artificial pollination and how Mendel carried out his hybridization experiment. In his first hybridization experiment, he crossed pea plants which differed in just one character. Such crosses are known as monohybrid cross. For example, over here, Mendel made cross between two pea plants which differed in just one character, which is their stem height. So one of the two parents, one is tall, another one is dwarf. One important thing over here, he made sure that these two plants were true breeding. This particular word, true breeding. So he made sure that these two parents, these two parental plants, they were true breeding. So what does true breeding mean? True breeding plants simply means those plants which produce offsprings with the same character as them. In other words, here the tall pea plant upon self-pollination will produce only tall offsprings, and the dwarf plant over here upon self-pollination will produce only dwarf pea plants. So that's the meaning of true breeding. After crossing these two plants, he obtained the F1 generation. So these are the F1 generation plants. To his surprise, he found that all of these F1 generation plants were tall. There were no plants which were dwarf. Somehow the dwarf character of this particular parent plant vanished in the F1 generation. All the F1 generation hybrids, so this is a hybridization cross, right? So all the F1 generation hybrids, they were all tall. There were no dwarfs, there were no medium height plants. This is pretty important because during Mendel's time, scientists believed that characters they blended in such a way that it will always produce some kind of mix between the two plants or the two parents. But here it was completely different. Out of the two traits, tall and dwarf, only one trait appeared over here in the F1 generation, that is the tall. He didn't just stop there, right? He then crossed plants among the F1 generation. This process is called as selfing. He did selfing in order to obtain F2 generation. So in the F2 generation, he observed that 3/4 of the plants were tall. You can see there are 3 of them are tall and 1/4 were dwarf. So now can you see in the F2 generation, the dwarf character reappears. So this is a classic example of Mendel's monohybrid cross. Mendel carried out such monohybrid crosses with his other selected characters and found that the pattern remains the same. Now, based upon his monohybrid crosses, he made some inferences. So these are the inferences. He said that something was being passed down from parent to offspring through the gametes. He didn't know what were those things, so he just called them as factors. We now call them as genes. So I have given you the definition of the genes over here. Genes are the units of inheritance which contains the information required to express a particular trait. It will become much clearer to you that genes are actually short segments of DNA which codes for proteins. So we will learn that later on. As for now, you should just learn that genes are the units of inheritance. And then there is another term which is used quite often in this particular chapter, that is alleles. Alleles are nothing but the different forms of the same gene, right? A gene can have different forms, right? Like different tastes. So alleles are the different forms of the same gene coding for a pair of contrasting traits. He then represented the genes or the factors as alphabetical symbols. He used capital letter for the trait which was expressed in the F1 generation. For example, when we made a cross between a tall plant and a dwarf plant, all the F1 generations were tall. So he used capital letter T for the tall gene and small letter t for the dwarf gene. Now, both the capital T and the small t are alleles of each other, right? They are the different forms of the same gene because they both code for the same character, that is stem height. So what are the possible combinations of these alleles in pea plants? They should occur in pairs because pea plants, they are diploid organisms. So each pea plant, they will contain a pair of alleles. So these are the possible combinations. A pea plant can either have this allele combination, 2 capital T's, this allele combination, 1 capital T and a small t, and this allele composition, that is 2 small t's. So when the alleles, both the alleles are same, when both the alleles are same, then such plants are called as homozygous plants, right? A plant having 2 capital T is a homozygous plant. A plant having a capital T, 2 small t's, they are also homozygous plants because they are carrying identical alleles. And those plants which carry different alleles, right, a capital T and a small t, they are called as heterozygous plants. 2 other important terms over here are, first, phenotype. The external observable characters, the observable character is called as the phenotype, and genotype. The genetic composition of the plant is known as genotype. So you may want to note down these important terms in your notebook. He also said that a plant which is phenotypically tall can have 2 genotypes, right? A plant which is phenotypically tall could be either homozygous with 2 capital T's, or it can be heterozygous, a capital T and a small t. Now based upon that, you can clearly see that when 2 different alleles are present, in heterozygous condition, when 2 different alleles are present, one of the allele gets to express whereas the other one is suppressed. So in this particular case, the capital T, it expresses phenotypically, whereas the small t, it does not get to express when it is present in the presence of capital T. So therefore, the capital T is said to be dominant over the small t, and the small t is said to be recessive, right? So capital T is the dominant allele, whereas the small t is the recessive allele. So this is pretty important over here. And another important thing is, Mendel said that during the gamete formation, the alleles, they segregate. What does it mean? I will explain over here. Let's say there is a tall pea plant, right? And this tall pea plant has got a genotype of a capital T and a small t. That means it is heterozygous, right? So when it produces gametes, these alleles, the capital T and small t, they separate. So they separate in such a way that the gametes will get one of each, right? Half of the gametes will be with capital T, and half of its gamete will be with small t. It is not possible that it could be possible, but it does not usually happen normally, that a gamete will get both the alleles at the same time, right? That won't happen. So this is what we mean by alleles segregate during gamete formation. So in order to understand Mendel's monohybrid cross, we will try to see one of his monohybrid cross and how he explained the genetic basis of his experimental observations. In this section you can see one of Mendel's monohybrid cross. He made a cross between 2 pea plants, one with the purple flower, one with the white flower, and he observed that all the F1 generations are with purple flower. That means the purple flower gene is dominant over the white flower gene. So in his explanation part, right, whatever he has observed in his experiment, he wrote down the explanation in such a way that he provided genotypes for each of the plant. Since the parental generation plants were true breeding plants, he made sure that the genotype of the parents were homozygous. So this is a homozygous purple, this is a homozygous white plant. Since they are homozygous, they will since the purple flower plant is homozygous, when it produces gametes, the alleles segregate. Since both of the alleles are same, all the gametes produced by this purple flower plant will be identical, right? And also same goes with this white flower plant as well. And when these two gametes they come together during fertilization, it produces the F1 generation. The F1 generation is a hybrid because it has got one capital P from this particular plant and one small p from this particular plant, and it is a heterozygous plant. It is a hybrid. When this hybrid plant produces gametes, it produces two different kinds of gametes because when the alleles segregate, half of the gametes will get capital P and half of the gametes will get small p. And in order to obtain F2 generation, in order to calculate or to predict the genotypes of the F2 generation, we use something called Punnett square. So this square box over here is called as the Punnett square. It's pretty simple. You have to practice, right? So on one side of the Punnett square, we place the gametes, the possible gametes of one F1 plant, and on the other side, on this side, we place the possible gametes of another F1 plant. So when we make a cross between these two F1 plants, there is a probability that there is a chance that this particular sperm will fertilize with this particular egg, and the resulting zygote will be with two capital P's. And this particular sperm, when it fertilizes with this particular egg, the resulting zygote will be with a capital P and a small p. So same goes for the rest of the boxes. So you should fill it up like this. Now it makes perfect sense because in the F2 generation, Mendel observed that 3/4 of the plants were having purple flowers. Over here, all these three will be with purple flower. However, you can see the difference. One of the purple flower plant is with two capital P's. This is homozygous dominant. Whereas these two, they are heterozygous. Right. So this will be homozygous recessive. So now the 3:1 ratio which we observe phenotypically, this ratio, it gets a little bit different when we consider it in genotypic ratio. In the genotypic ratio, we can clearly see that 1 is homozygous and 2 heterozygous and 1 homozygous recessive. So monohybrid cross will have two different ratios. 3:1 ratio, it's also a monohybrid cross ratio, and 1:2:1 ratio, which is also a monohybrid cross ratio. But what you have to remember is 3:1 ratio is the monohybrid ratio for its phenotypes, whereas 1:2:1 is a monohybrid cross ratio for the genotypes of the F2 generation. So with this, we have concluded this particular lesson on Mendel and his monohybrid cross.